Hey, just want to reminisce about a strange day I had back in the mid 70's. I had a dog named Bo. He was a young shepherd, probably about half grown. I lived way out in the country, a place called Tredegar. It's kind of a hidden place in a valley. You had to go through a tunnel to get there. It was kind of a nice time. But I could go through the woods behind my house over a little hill, and there was a railroad track that ran through there. And about 2 miles down the track, out in the middle of the woods, track ran over a creek. Had a big wooden trestle across the creek. So I decided to take my dog Bo to the creek for the first time. So I get to the tracks, and about a mile away I can see where a road goes over the railroad track. That's about the halfway point to the creek. And as I got a little closer to this road trestle, I saw two solid white dogs playing on the tracks. And I kept trying to get my dog Bo to see these dogs, and he never saw them. And then the dogs disappeared. But when I got to this trestle, there on the side of the tracks, in the gravel that sloped away from the tracks, was a white dog's head just sitting there on top of the gravel. I thought that was pretty strange, since I had seen two white dogs playing around and then they had just disappeared. Bo didn't like the looks of that dog's head, and so we went on. And we got to the creek. Bo had never seen this creek. He had never seen a large body of water other than something in a bucket or something. But when he saw the creek, he just tore out running for the creek and dove with his front paws straight out, and he probably landed 4 or 5 feet out into the creek. This was hot summertime. Oh, Bo loved it. We hung around there for a while. I crawled around on the trestle. The trestle had a history to it. I was told someone was buried in the cement part of the trestle that had fallen into the concrete when they were building it. But you know, those kind of stories are... Anyway, we hung around the creek for a while, and then we headed back. And all this time I hadn't seen a train. And one part of the track had a curve in it where you couldn't see a long distance. It went around a curve. Suddenly I felt rumbling and heard the train and turned, and there it was. We were right on the tracks. So I jumped off the track and started climbing up the bank on the side of the track and raised up above and looked through the woods, and there was Bo turned around looking at me with fear in his eyes. And then he turned and ran off. I called and went on home, and I didn't see Bo for 3 days. He finally came home.